Hey everyone, it's Ken and Gina.
Hello.
Hello. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here on the farm. It's beautiful weather. It's been a good week, but we kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start.
It's been very, very cold this week.
Yeah, it's been freezing. At night time it's gone down to like -4.
Yeah.
We've had the fire absolutely thumping away indoors. Like we kind of start the fire sort of midday.
Yeah.
And we've been burning through tons of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean wood has gone up a lot. Wood used to be about 70 euros for a load. Now we pay 120 euros. The quality hasn't gone up or anything like that, but obviously everyone's charging a lot more for everything right now, and wood's no different. I mean, I guess there's a fuel cost in there, and there's a labour cost in there,
Yeah, of course.
and a delivery cost. So.
But hopefully that's the last proper cold snap of the winter, and now hopefully we're just going to get a little bit of rain and springtime will start.
Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to very much look like spring already. We've got lots of beautiful little flowers that have come out, and the grasses are starting to grow, and we have a lot of rain that is scheduled for next week, and then I think everything is just going to explode. The plan this week was we were going to fill our raised vegetable beds. We've got these awesome raised vegetable beds that you guys have probably seen in the last couple of episodes. It's turning into like the longest saga about filling up these things. So anyway, we ordered the soil. It's called Terra Preta, and this Terra Preta basically arrived yesterday. So we've got this delivery of Terra Preta. It's not quite what I expected looking at it in the truck. It's not very black. I was expecting it to be like black earth, when you look at it online. Terra Preta, when you look at it on Google, is this really rich soil that you get from like the Amazon basin or whatever, and it's like really good stuff. Obviously the stuff that they make here is synthetic Terra Preta, but I don't know, it's very sandy looking. It doesn't really tick all the boxes that I was expecting. I was expecting something that we could plant directly into without compost, and
it's just a bit of a compromise, but it's definitely better than trying to dig a massive hole in the farm somewhere to find enough soil to fill out the beds.
And that would have been full of rocks and stones and
this is very
weeds.
Clean.
Very clean.
There's nothing like stony or like old plants and stuff in there.
Yeah, there's no weeds or anything, and it's a nice rich brown colour, so it definitely does have some kind of nutrients in there, so I think it's going to work well for the plants.
Yeah.
Come on doggies, Eddie, come on boy. Good boy. Get it, Mimosa. Get it, Mimo. Get him. She's an expert mole hunter. Come on, Mimo. Has he gone this way? Let's see if I can chase him out for you. Get him, Mimo. Get him.
Try that one.
Now, this didn't really leave us with much time this week to actually start working on this little garden mission of ours, and so we spent the whole day today basically shoveling about 7.5 tons of soil into these containers, leveling them like out, and spacing them out properly so that they don't look all random. And now both Gina and I are a little bit sort of stiff and sore.
Yeah, I've been doing my stretches on the floor to try and stretch it out, but the raised beds are going to help with that, because it means after this hopefully no more digging in the ground.
Yeah, no more bending over to like
waist height.
Exactly. So break your back for one day, and then hopefully we don't have to worry about that for a while. Yeah.
That's going to be, if anybody asks me the reason why I got raised beds, that's the reason. It's not about ground soil or anything like that. It's about the fact I don't have to bend over to do the gardening. Well,
for me it's actually about having quality soil, like concentrating quality soil where you're going to be growing stuff. We have this huge farm, we have lots of space and lots of fields, but these fields were actually designed for growing grasses. They're not fields that are set up for growing like vegetables and crops and things like that. For growing grasses they're absolutely perfect. But there's lots of rocks in it, there's lots of granite, it's very sandy, and so I think these raised beds for me are just going to be amazing, where we can put really high quality sort of manure and compost and soil right by the roots of the plants that we're going to be growing.
Contained,
yeah.
So you kind of know, you can keep control of what's going in there and how it's working.
Instead of spending tons and tons of money putting a massive amount of soil in a huge area and trying to work that soil, we've just got it in a nice concentrated part where we can grow those veggies.
And I don't have to bend over.
And Gina doesn't have to bend over, yeah.
30 years of working in the care industry has destroyed my back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be nice just to do gardening at...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, mine's been about 15 years of bending over for the corporate world. and now I don't want to bend over anymore. So Dog over here, he's been to the vets today. He's had his little checkup. He's had his Librela injection for his arthritis. And Eddie went to the vets as well. He had to have his sort of
yearly injections.
His yearly injections, and yeah, so he's all done. It was a nice little surprise, 190 euros.
Yeah, my Mosa was very upset because we left her at home.
Yeah,
so.
And when we got back from this trip, it was the first time ever that she's ever been left on her own. And when we got back, she did not want to speak to us. She was very, very unimpressed.
With us and the other two, with Eddie and Masak.
Yeah, totally. Mima's all the way in the middle of the field there. Normally she would be with us. But I think, yeah, she's just a little bit annoyed with us. Like, how could we leave her? So she's doing her own thing there with Eddie hunting moles. And I guess that's a good thing too. So the first pet that Gino and I ever bought together was Nanook.
Yeah.
And she's our Maine Coon female cat. And yeah, she's basically been sick for a very long time with pancreatitis or something.
Suspected cancer, but that hasn't been confirmed. But.
Yeah, like her blood's coming back like she's potentially got cancer, but it's been for a long time. She kind of goes up and down, but at the moment she's on a real low. When we got back from the vets, she's been getting sick quite a lot. So we've been giving her lots of fluids and lots of food to replace all of the liquids that are coming out. And we got to keep a close eye on it. I got a feeling that we might be in the vets tonight. But yeah, she's reaching the end of her.
I mean, she looks happy and she's eating and drinking. She's just vomiting, so
yeah,
that's kind of, I don't know.
And it's not furballs coming out.
No.
It's like liquid. So
yeah, I think it kind of, I don't know. I'm not a vet, but maybe like kidney function, which is where they suspected her cancer was anyway. So
yeah. So maybe we're going to be going back to the vets.
Vet.
I'm not sure.
Nanook always gets sick at the weekend.
Yeah.
Just so you can pay the extra fees on the vet appointment.
Yeah. So far, this has worked out to be one of our most expensive months ever, and we're only on the 3rd of the month. It's so yeah. So bring it on, universe. It's almost funny.
Yeah.
In our bottom field here, you can see how much everything's dried up. This was all like proper muddy, and this over here was like a little river running down, and you can see that this is all completely dried up now. So next week they're forecasting a lot of rain. Hopefully it does give up a little bit, because I've got an interesting property video that I'm going to be doing hopefully next week. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, look at Eddie. Eddie, what you doing, my boy? Are you practicing what your sister does? Huh? Old slobber chops. We've got lots of piggies on this field. Look at this. This is where the 2 trotters have gone in, where they've been charging off in this direction. We've got an interesting sponsor coming up for one of our videos that's going to, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't like to talk about stuff until it actually happens, but it should give us a really good opportunity to get close and personal with all of the creatures that visit our farm.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I can't wait until those things arrive. So one of the good things about all this rain coming up is we've got to plant a whole bunch of grass seed. Obviously, if we plant it like when it's all sunny and dry like this, then we're going to have to do a lot of watering and make sure that they don't dry out. So I think we've got to time it so that just before all those rains come, we can get all those grass seeds in. And we don't want to get those grass seeds in until we've done all the sort of manual work. I mean, most of the manual work's done now.
It's just raking it flat again where we've been stomping over the ground.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm knackered. Got a sore back, I got a sore elbow from all of the shoveling. I want to hop on the PC now. I want to grab an ice cold beer, hop on the PC, do some editing, get this video together. This video that you're watching now is obviously just going to have little snippets of what we've been doing, but we're going to put together, you know, a full episode of everything at a later stage. And yeah, so make sure that you tune in for that episode. You know, this one's just like a little update.
Yeah, mini.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you guys have to realize that, you know, this is not like a scheduled program. You know, we aren't, you know, sitting in a boardroom coming up with ideas or anything like that. This is just our life and what we're, you know, like what we're doing at any given time. So sometimes what we're doing is not all that interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really busy and stressful, and sometimes it's great, and you know, it's ups and downs and things like that. So bear with us, and yeah, we got some cool stuff headed in your direction.
Yeah.
In your direction.
My direction.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because it's coming to spring, so
Yeah.
I'm just excited that we're getting into spring.
I'm just excited that I'm about to go and get an ice cold beer.
So he thinks.
So we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Ciao.